This is the Surly Grognards for October 17th, 2016. This is Peter Bowman, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host and good friend, Eric Carlson. How are you doing tonight, Eric?
Doing all right.
Most excellent. We don't have a particular topic for tonight, but I figured I wanted to start off with the fact that I very recently finally finished the main story of Fallout 4.
Hooray!
Which I know Eric has played a fair bit of it, and I think you like Fallout 4 more than I do.
Yes. Not the least bit because I really like the power armor mechanics in Fallout 4.
Fair enough.
I get to wander around neighborhoods that are vaguely similar to ones that I know in real life.
Yep.
And shoot monsters in the face.
Yeah, and I totally am down with that part. Like, honestly, I like they did a fairly good job at recreating Boston.
Yep.
Not a perfect job, but a good job. And I think from a combat standpoint, I think it is somewhat improved over, in terms of the actual way it plays. It's somewhat improved over Fallout 3 and Fallout New Vegas.
Yes. Yes, I would agree with that. I come back to Fallout 4 more than I do 3 or New Vegas.
Yeah.
Simply because of the gameplay.
Yeah, I will say flatly, I probably am not coming back to Fallout 4 anytime soon.
Okay.
I'm planning on going back to New Vegas in not too long from now. Fallout 3 I'm not touching with a 10-foot pole. So...
Yeah, Fallout 3 has not aged well.
No.
Let's put it that way.
Admittedly, I didn't play it when it came out, Fallout 3.
Neither did I.
I
But
didn't play it until much later, and I was not overwhelmed by it, shall we say.
I actually played New Vegas before I played Fallout 3.
I technically did too. I kind of bounced off New Vegas the first couple of times I tried playing it. I'm not sure why. I think it was just largely because it felt early on for me. New Vegas felt very directionless after the tutorial area.
Right.
And I just never got to the bit where I started chaining into the other stuff, and seeing exactly how much random cool stuff you can do in New Vegas.
Right. There's a problem with that company's games in general.
But that's not. But the thing is, New Vegas is not Bethesda. It's
That's
Oblivion.
true.
And Oblivion, and I will get to that. Fallout 3 actually chains it. It flows early on very well, actually, and it draws you. And
yeah.
But the problem is that while it flows well, the writing falls off a cliff. The early parts of the game, the story's not bad, and then it just sort of becomes. And then this happens because it happens.
Shut up.
And yeah, this is how the game ends because fuck you. But okay.
I honestly don't remember the plot of Fallout 3 that well.
It's not very good.
Yeah, the Enclave is doing some wacky shit because they're bad, and the Brotherhood shows up and they decide to help people because they're cool, and you get power armor from them, and that's all that really matters is you get power armor from the Brotherhood.
Okay, so, the basic plot of Fallout 3 goes thusly. You leave the vault. Your father raised you. The whole thing, your father, you and your father live in this vault. You leave the vault because stupidity.
Right.
Because stupid happens. Going to follow your dad, who left the vault earlier. You spend a good chunk of time following the trail to find your dad. You eventually find your father, and then you find out what he's doing. He's a scientist, and he's trying to create this water purifier thing so that he can purify all the water in, basically in Chesapeake Bay, or in the bay near D.C., so that there's unlimited clean water in Washington, D.C. That is what he wants to do.
This is not a terrible plan.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
It's a woefully impractical plan.
Yeah, so he sends you out to go get a Gek from this...
Right.
He needs a Gek, which is in this heavily rated vault. You get the Gek, you're captured by the Enclave. The Enclave wants you to put this virus in it that will in the Gek system, so that with the purifier will wipe out all non-mutated, all anybody who's mutated from the pure human strain. At which point you
Right.
point out to the computer that what the fuck is a pure human anymore?
Right.
They don't fucking exist. Are you fucking mad? You're going to wipe out everybody. Dar. Or you don't because you're an evil fuckwit.
Right. Sure.
Yeah, there's stuff that happens in there with the Enclave, and your dad gets goes in there to stop them from taking over the purifier system. They kill him. He basically causes the place to irradiate. Then things are going awfully, so you have to get in there into the radiated place. So the end of the game basically ends up you coming with the Brotherhood, storming the place. You have to fight through a bunch of Enclave. You get to the thing. You get back to the thing so you can fix things. But it's the room is heavily irradiated, so anyone who goes in there is basically sacrificing themselves to save the water system.
Hmm.
And so you have to choose whether you're going to do that or not. And if you don't have the DLC, it's a straight choice: either you live or die. You either save the water supply or die, basically.
Right.
Or either you save the water system and die, or you live and don't. And even if you have any of the 3 different companions who are completely immune to radiation, you can't send them in. So going from the Mr. Gutsy robot, who could go in there and would be perfectly fine, and is a robot and should
Right.
follow your commands. The ghoul who's a slave contract, whose contract you have, and he says on multiple occasions that he will do whatever the person who's currently holding his contract says. He refuses to go in if you ask him to. Also, again, he's a ghoul and therefore immune.
Right. I'm not going in there.
Or the super mutant, and super mutants are also immune to radiation. Who's a good guy? He's a high karma character. Therefore, he only will work with you if you're a good guy. And if you tell him to go in, he'll say to you, "No, I can't do that. It's your destiny to go in there. I can't rob you of your destiny."
Dude, stop being dumb.
These are the choices you have in the basic ending of Fallout 3. Now, with the Broken Seal DLC, even if you go in, you survive, but you can also convince one of those 3 to go in. Because everyone pointed out to Bethesda, "Are you fucking morons?" Ugh. Anyways, yeah, I'm not a fan of Fallout 3. Let's just say that. 4 is a better game than Fallout 3 in virtually every way. The game plays better. The crafting system is generally better. The writing is less bad. The writing is not good in Fallout 4, but lordy, it's better than 3's.
I like 4.
I want to like 4. I really do. And there are parts of 4 I adore. I will say this: the writing in 4 is the biggest problem 4 has. Is it just falls down so hard on its writing after having played Fallout New Vegas through all of it.
Okay.
And that really throws into sharp relief exactly the problems Fallout 4 has with its writing. Almost all the factions you can interact with are very simplistic and have almost no nuance to them. It's almost impossible to get them interacting in any way. You can't get like in New Vegas, you can even with the factions that don't get along, you can at least get non-aggression pacts between them for a lot of the time.
Yeah, you can get the NCR and the Brotherhood to not shoot each other.
Right, exactly.
Which is a big boon. Although I can't think of any way that you can get Caesar's Legion to play nice with anyone, because Caesar's Legion is, well, mustache twirling evil.
You can get them to play. You can get some non-aggression packs going on for storyline stuff for some of them. Well,
Okay.
You can instead of they don't get they won't do a ceasefire with the Brotherhood, but you can get the Brotherhood to just basically hole up and not interact with them.
Okay.
And there's nuance and options in the game, and you can understand choosing almost any of the factions. I mean, you can even sort of understand siding with the Legion, in that they're from everything that is said, yeah, they're awful, they're bad, but they're literally the only people who've been They have improved like the as bad as they are. Like you actually, if you play through the DLC, you find out exactly how bad shit was where they've taken over.
Okay. I
And
actually don't have the New Vegas DLC,
oh god,
so
you should get the New Vegas DLC stuff.
I
It's
should get
all
the New Vegas
really
DLC.
fucking good. Like seriously. All four of the DLCs for New Vegas. Well, actually, okay. Honest Hearts, which is the one that you find out most about what's going on with the Legion out east,
Mm-hmm.
is the weakest of the bunch, and it's like oh, it's kind of meh. It's definitively the weakest of the four. Uh, I thought you had Old World Blues.
I might have Old World Blues. I'll have to actually check.
At any rate, so there are four of them. Old World Blues. I can't remember the name of the. There's Old World Blues, Honest Hearts, Lonesome Road, and I can never remember the one where you actually go to the Sierra Madre Casino. But that one is a giant love letter to Treasure of the Sierra Madre. And I will say this: the gameplay.
Gee, I wonder why you like it.
Yeah. Well, the gameplay for the problem with that one is it's a little sort of a little it's a bit grindy. There are a few too many traps in the area, and some of the enemies are really irritating. But the writing for that one is oh my god good. And the ending of it is just such a oh you fuckers. Because it ends with you in a vault filled with gold bars, which are worth a truckload, but are very heavy, and you have a time limit to escape before you die. So how much gold are you willing to try to tote out is the question. Because you can take as much as you want, but if you don't get out in time, sorry. I thought that was actually kind of clever.
That is kind of clever.
Now I know a lot of people who sort of like because I know a lot of people really hate the encumbrance rules in a lot of computer RPGs. I totally get that. But that's one of the few times where I look at it and go, okay, that's actually useful in a storytelling fashion. And I don't object to it.
My only issue with the encumbrance rules is you go from being just fine to being completely crippled.
Yeah, I agree. And the problem with it is honestly is from a narrative standpoint, it makes perfect sense. From a gameplay standpoint, it basically means that you basically are after a certain point you're basically constantly having to triage your loot, which is tedious and boring. And frustrating. And I totally get why people hate that. I personally, I'm so used to it from playing like computer RPGs for ages that it just doesn't faze me. Like I find it's like, oh god, I have to triage my loot. Damn, that's annoying. But whatever. It's part of what I'm used to doing, so I've never really bothered with.
Yeah, it doesn't really bug me that much. It's either that or a limited inventory, and 6 of one, half dozen of the other, honestly.
Yeah, well, at any rate, so yeah, the DLC for New Vegas is great, and the writing for New Vegas is for all of that, it's generally very good. Again, Honest Hearts weakest of the four, and it's honestly not that good. But oh my god, I think it's better than basically any of the DLC for Fallout 3. All of which was shit. Oh, I'm sorry. Operation Anchorage was thoroughly not terrible and got you a suit of power armor.
I love
where
me
you
some
go.
power
That's where
armor.
you do the hollow simulator thing of the invasion of Alaska,
Okay.
which is actually not bad. That one's like, okay, that's not bad. I kind of like that. And Broken Steel, fine.
Which is where you meet Liberty Prime, because Liberty Prime is awesome.
I think Liberty
I
Prime.
also want a nuclear-powered giant robot.
I think Liberty Prime is actually in the main story.
Is he? Okay.
Yeah, he leads you on the way back to the Jefferson Memorial where you fix to end the game.
Okay.
If I remember correctly, but moot point. Broken Steel extends the game after. But at any rate, Fallout 4 is what I sort of really want to talk about. As I said, we were talking a little bit before we started recording. Like, my problem with Fallout 4 is there are 4 major factions you can side with, basically. Which is same as Fallout New Vegas. There are 4 major factions. There are technically four ways you can go in Fallout New Vegas. You can side with
Right.
you can side with the NCR, you can side with the Legion, you can side with Mr. House, or you can basically go your own route and basically try to take things over on your own.
Right.
Which, by the way, is the best option in my personal opinion.
Of course. Become Cannibal King of Vegas. Duh.
If you're Eric, yes.
I'm always Cannibal King of whatever Fallout game I play.
I know. So, at any rate, Fallout 4, you've got, you can side with the Minutemen and try to make things better for the populace of the Commonwealth. You can side with the Railroad to focus entirely, solely, and only on freeing sins from the Institute. You can side with the Brotherhood and try to make sure that, wipe out the Institute and the synths and the ghouls and everything, and basically try to purify the Commonwealth and make sure all the good tech is yours because humans can't be trusted with it.
The Imperium of Man option.
Right. Or you can side with the Institute and basically wipe out... If I remember correctly, the end of it basically is you end up wiping out all the people on the surface.
Something like that. The Institute are bad science taken to the extreme.
Right. So those are your options in Fallout 4. Now, I can kind of understand... I can understand the, siding with the Brotherhood thing. I'm like... Obviously, the
Sure.
obvious, not a terrible person option is the Minutemen.
Yeah.
Totally fine.
I can kind of see siding with the Brotherhood because then you get to live out your Space Marine fantasies in a post-apocalyptic world. And honestly, feral ghouls and super mutants are kind of a problem.
I agree completely. And, and the Institute is a problem. Totally get that.
Yes, and the Institute is clearly mustache-twirling evil.
Right. And I can even understand siding with this Institute surely for the whole, haha, I get to be mustache-twirling evil.
Yes, I get to be slightly Whiplash in power armor with a robot army. Sure, I'll side with the Institute.
I can totally see that.
I might have to do that at some point.
And then there's the Railroad, whom I desperately want to like.
I really want to like the Railroad. There's the seed of something good there, but they're so hyper-focused on just one thing, and they're incapable of seeing beyond that.
They are they are supposed to be good guy fanatics. That is sort of what they're sort of being designed to be.
Yeah, that's sort of their... Yeah, they're sort of... That's the archetype they're going for.
Right. The problem is that's a stupid archetype, for starters.
Yeah.
Secondly, they are so their leadership is so inflexible on, it's, as I was saying to you, they are so rigid and inflexible on their goals that you cannot get them to even side with. You can't get them to side with the Minutemen, which is the most obvious okay, we need to work together to stop the Institute thing.
Sure, you got work with the Minutemen. The Minutemen are good. They're good guys. They're trying to help everybody. They'll let you focus on synths and do your thing. You just get to pool resources, which, seeing as you're generally pretty short on them, is good for you.
No, really, no. Fine, whatever. And I can even see getting the Minutemen and the Brotherhood to work together.
Yeah, absolutely. Because the Brotherhood wants to protect humanity. The Minutemen are like, well, we do like humanity, and super mutants are kind of a real threat, as well as feral ghouls and the other shit. So
we're totally down with wiping out feral ghouls. You leave the non-feral ones alone, we're okay.
Yeah, leave Good Neighbor alone. Good Neighbor's good shit.
Seriously, just chill. If you guys don't be literally the Brotherhood. The one problem with the Brotherhood is they are so unbending in this particular group of them, which means they're actually more like the Brotherhood from almost every other Fallout game, other than three. Which is funny because they were sent up by the guys in Washington. Honestly, if the Pridwin had been sent from
get Maxon out of the fucking way, honestly,
I could see that. It's okay, yes, Maxon, go off to the Commonwealth. Yes, please, go there. Yes, do your thing, Maxon. Don't let the door hit you on your way out.
Yeah. Maxon, we have a great new plan for you. We want to send you to Invader Maxon. We're sending you here. It's off the map. Yes, it's a planet called Earth. Vader Zim reference for those
Yes.
who don't get it.
God. Maxon is kind of... he's not Zim, but dear Lord.
No, he's not incompetent enough to be Zim.
No. At any rate.
You made the fires worse. Worse or better?
But yeah, I keep looking at like all these the main, so the main story in 4 is just
well, they've got a good
worse.
reason to get you out into the Commonwealth in that trying to save your kid.
Yes,
your
and then
kid,
you proceed to catch every idiot ball thrown your fucking way.
Yes.
It never crosses your character's mind the possibility that there is a time period between when someone's kidnapped and when you actually woke up, just like you were refrozen. Yeah. Which, I will say this right now, was my first assumption when I was at the beginning of the game after you were finally thawed out.
Yeah, not necessarily, because when you first start tracking down Kellogg with Nick mentions, yeah, he had an apartment with a kid. One of your options is, that's clearly Sean. He's like 10. No, I was frozen. It's okay. I'm pretty sure that's Sean.
The problem is that you can't even, that's even still stupid, because it could have been 100 years. You have no fucking clue.
Yeah.
It turns out it's like 60 or 70, but whatever.
Yeah, and Kellogg was effectively immortal due to super science. Up until you incinerated him with a laser rifle. I always incinerate him with a laser rifle.
I shot him to pieces with a shotgun, if I remember correctly. Was it a shotgun? I don't remember what I shot him with some sort of actual normal gun. Just kept shooting him over and over and over again. It's like, no, die. Oh, you're cloaked. I still have a rough clue where you are.
Oh, you're using stealth boy. That's nice. Full auto.
I was...
Actually, the first time I was going melee, I was like, nope, I'm pretty sure you're right there. I'm going to keep swinging at you. You moved? Grenades. Grenades everywhere.
But yeah, it's a good hook to pull you out into the Commonwealth.
Yes.
But after a certain point, it just gets dumb. And your character comes across as a fucking moron for almost every time you're involved in the main story. It's just, oh my god. Also, it doesn't help that, I will say this, I can't help but having noticed there are a few times throughout the game where the dialogue, it's very clear that early on, like, you remember when they announced the game and people got into a bit of a tizzy? There are a bunch of people got in a bit of a tizzy about the fact that it looked like you only play a male character.
Right.
And a lot of people said, no, that's clearly not going to be the case because it's a Fallout game and they never do that. It's actually, look carefully at the dialogue occasionally, it's pretty clear it fucking was just going to be a single male character. And there wasn't going to be a chance to play option to play a female character originally. Because there are a bunch of times that if you're playing a female character, they refer to you with male pronouns.
Really?
Yes, they missed a few.
I haven't played a female character in Fallout 4, so...
Yep. So they fucked up.
Yeah.
Now it's possible that and so for some of them they do say she or female things in the voice acting, but the subtitles have the male thing, and I think it might be typos there.
It might be that they just fucked up on the copy replace thing.
Yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe, and it's also likely they went, no, we're just gonna have a dude because.
Well, again, it was.
Ubisoft got away with just dudes. They didn't get away with just dudes.
Honestly, my thing is, what they were doing was a sort of a way a lot of computer RPGs go, which is they've just got a single fixed protagonist, who's it's a story about this one character, and that's fine. Like, in the Deus Ex games, it's about one guy.
I mean, even to an extent, friggin' Mass Effect, it's about Shepard.
Right. But with Mass Effect,
Shepard could be a male or a female depending on how you build them.
Yeah.
And I really like Mass Effect.
I
really like Mass Effect 2 and most of 3.
But at any rate,
1 was troublesome.
So but honestly, that's what I'm talking about here. Is though it's just something I noticed, and I'm like, that's really odd. Why'd they say he is? Oh dear, I see what's happening. Oh, oops. And they clearly they made a change at some point, And they made the right decision because it's a Fallout game. You're supposed to be able to build whatever fucking character you want as long as you're, like, within certain parameters. Male, female,
wanna
doesn't
play
fucking matter. Fine. Totally fair.
I want to play a super mutant. I mean, it's been established that super mutants are not necessarily all cannibalistic space orcs, without the things that make space orcs awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
I want to play space. I want to play a. I do want to play a space orc, but but I want to play.
I get why they did.
Or a ghoul. I would like to play a ghoul.
I get why they didn't with those. I get it.
Because
honestly,
it totally fucks with the radiation mechanic. Is why
it does. Oh darn!
And you don't
Oh
get to wear power
no!
armor.
Not the radiation mechanic. At least radiation is
a much bigger deal in 4 than any other Fallout I've ever
This
played.
is definitely true.
I thought they handled that really well. Like radiation,
they did
actually scary.
Kinda. Except that you end up swimming in Rad-X and Rad-Away. That it's just not that big a deal.
Yeah.
And you can eventually
also you have the giant friggin' rad storms, which you don't actually have the ability to take shelter from. So.
Oh no! I'm going to accumulate very small amounts of radiation very slowly. Seriously, I was freaked out by them the first time they showed up, and then I saw exactly how little radiation was building up.
Yeah. Yeah, but if you don't have a ready supply of Rad-X and Rad-Away, then I could see it becoming a real problem.
You can craft the stuff, though.
Can you?
Yes.
I haven't bothered.
Yes,
I
chemistry
haven't bothered
stations.
looking at the chem crafting. I'm also concentrated on armor, robots, and guns.
Yep, chem crafting. You can craft stim packs, Rad-Away. Most of the combat drugs. You can combine combat drugs, so you can make stuff like Psychojet.
I know there's Psycho Buff, and I craft that because, yes, I want to have the effects of both Psycho and Buff out all the time because I do that anyway without crafting it.
Yes, but you can combine. Yes, you can also make Psychojet also.
Okay.
But yes, you can craft Rad-Away. I think you can craft Rad-X also. You can make stim packs. You can make a Dictol. Honestly, I should pay more attention to the chemistry stuff than I did in my playthrough because it's actually really good.
Well, that's something I really liked about 4 also, is the crafting was much deeper and more interesting.
Yes, the crafting was very good. I love the crafting.
I love
weapon
the
modding
crafting.
was great.
I'm actually not a crafting guy, but I really like the crafting in Fallout 4.
The weapon modding was great. The armor modding was great. Modding your power armor is great. The addition of with the assault with the robot DLC, which is the name I can't remember of it.
Automatron or something like that.
Yeah, Automatron. The ability to actually build a robot follower, also very cool. All very how customizable it is. Great.
Or one for each of your settlements with machine guns for hands, because I totally did that.
Totally fair. Love that. I love the settlement building thing in concept.
Mm. The UI is a bit of an issue.
The UI is complete and utter fucking ass. It is
Yes.
awful. It makes it so frustrating to do certain things that I basically do the minimum I can for every settlement and then forget about it. Like I cannot. I hate building settlements up. I want to enjoy it, but the decisions they made piss me off to the point where it's just like, oh my god, I don't want to deal with this. Between the awful interface for actually putting stuff together, especially goddamn flooring.
Yes.
And like lining up walls properly, and the fact that a bunch of very useful stuff, like useful things that you want to be able to build, that should be sort of default things you can build, are locked away behind magazines you have to find.
Yep. Locked behind magazines or behind or a stat locked.
Oh,
that
fucking
bugged me.
The
stat locking really bugged me.
Yeah, the fact you have to have Charisma 6 to actually do anything realistically do anything with settlement building, because in order to realistically do settlement building, you need to be able to build supply routes.
Yeah, you need to be able to have supply routes,
and that requires Charisma 6 and then spending a perk on a perk.
Yep, and that sucks balls.
Yep, and then the next one, then you need to spend another perk on that in order to get. What's my jiggy? The ability to build some of the stores and stuff, and then you need to actually spend more perks on Cap Collector, build more stores, and all the while, there are a bunch of like, you really want to be spending your perks on stuff like, I don't know, crafting to make your guns competent enough so you actually can kill things, and your armor tough enough so you can survive fighting tough things, and upping your weapons, but spending perks in your particular weapons you're favoring so you actually do enough damage to kill things. Oh, fuck me.
And the ability to eat people. This is an important
you're
part.
Eric.
Everyone should take it. But I will say that I really enjoy building the settlements despite the fucked up
Sure.
UI. I like building I built myself a giant ramshackle castle covered in iron spikes. How awesome is that? I've got a concrete wall festooned with machine guns and totems with blood bags hanging off them around Sanctuary. I turned the drive-in into a giant strip mall.
Yeah, I've thought about doing that shit. I keep looking at it, I keep going, but then I have to actually deal with lining up the walls properly and getting them to connect. And fuck this noise, I'm gonna go shoot things. I want to the settlement system should be good. But the problem is that all stuff and then there's the kicker, the final square kick to the balls. It doesn't fucking matter. You have to build at least, I think, like 8 settlements, so you can, if you're going to do this, if you're going to follow the Minutemen storyline and end the game with the Minutemen. But other than that, fuck it.
Yeah, I suppose. Except
it has no impact on the story.
Yeah, I guess. Except it makes me Cannibal King of Boston. Like the only places I'm not Cannibal King of are Good Neighbor and Diamond City. And I'm okay. It's good to have straw men for my people to knock down for propaganda purposes.
All I can say is, I look at this and I go, "What a gigantic missed opportunity for an actual storytelling."
Mm.
Because rebuilding the Commonwealth should be a major theme of the game, and it pretends it kind of is for a little bit, but it's not.
Well, the major theme of the game is, as far as I'm concerned, destroying the Institute.
Yes, which is fine, and that should be part of the rebuilding the Commonwealth story.
Yes, but like after the Institute is gone, yes, I believe it should matter that I get to build, that my settlements mean something.
Yep.
Well, it's kind of like I know you haven't played Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 had a similar thing where you had to build up resources and in order to fight the Reapers, and the resources ultimately don't matter. They help you like with some things, but ultimately what it all boils down to is you assaulting the Citadel to get the friggin' magic super weapon to work. That's what it all boils down to. You Ramboing your way through there.
Right.
Which is where the Siege of Earth is where friggin' Mass Effect 3 falls apart, honestly. It's great. It's loads of fun, a lot of actual real emotional moments in there. But yeah, it falls apart at the Siege of Earth.
Oh, that's too bad.
And the fucking Godchild. Here, I'm going to explain the entire Reaper's backstory. No, don't do that. They're best as eldritch machine gods from beyond the galaxy.
Also,
I don't need to know why they're working.
Oh my god, everything I've heard about the ending.
Don't tell me the thesis for why they're doing what they're doing. I could refute your thesis with imagery out the window.
Never mind the fact that...
Literally, look out the window.
Never mind the fact that I from everything I've read, like you can see what they were building towards with the Reapers in Mass Effect 1, which is the only one I've actually played of the series.
Right.
And then you look at Mass Effect 2, from what I've read about the ending of Mass Effect 3, and it's like, wow, they just contradicted all the stuff they were building up in the first game that sounded really fucking interesting.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that. Mass Effect 2, I have lots of gameplay issues with Mass Effect 1. But I enjoyed the story. Sovereign's one of my all-time video game villains, honestly.
Oh my god, Mass Effect 1 is a game I love the story of, and I do not want to play it again because I hate the combat mechanics.
The fucking Mako. Damn thing's annoying, but anti-grav scrith.
The Mako's bad, but I will take it over almost everything else in the fucking game in the way the combat plays out. It is such a fucking grind to actually do the combat. It's just like, oh my god, I'm so no.
And the combat gets progressively better through the series.
Oh no,
like,
I've heard that
a breath of fresh air combat wise.
Two is so much better combat wise. But like, if you pick the
and
wrong,
3 further refines it.
Yeah.
But
Oh my god. No, I made the mistake of my playthrough that I won. I was playing as an engineer in Mass Effect 1. And let me just say, the final assault on the Citadel.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough.
That fucking room with
Vanguard or full biotic.
The room with the soldier's the easiest for Mass Effect 1.
Yeah,
everything
right.
I read, soldiers just like, yeah, whatever.
Whatever, I've got guns. Fuck you.
Yeah. Like, but seriously, that room, the room with the 4 rocket launcher turrets, as an engineer, was just infuriating.
Oh, I can only imagine. Holy shit.
It's like, I've got abilities that screw with weapons and shit. The problem is, I step out in the open to use them, I get blown up by rockets. Fuck you. The fight against Saren wasn't fun either.
Yeah, I remember how I dealt with that in Mass Effect 3, or Mass Effect 1, which was with my Vanguard playthrough. I was like, well, I already have shield built up all the way. I'll just shield myself and wade through it.
Yeah, that's totally reasonable.
And with the soldier playthrough, I was like, I've got a sniper rifle. What the fuck do I care?
That's what I ended up doing. I ended up sniping the rockets down with my sniper rifle, although I wasn't very good with it because, engineer. But at any rate, Mass Effect 1 is just like, I want to like this game. I really do. Mass Effect, I'll say this. Mass Effect 1 is like the inverse Skyrim for me. In that, in Skyrim, the story is shit. There's not enough, there's a lot of development in the world that I can't pay attention to because the way they put it is they put it in books, and no one tells you most of the shit, which is, I don't mind reading, but the amount of reading I'm here to get.
I'm here to be an orc Viking and smash things with my two-handed axe, not to.
If I want to read, I want a fucking actual book, not like reading through snippets in various 2,300 different books in Skyrim.
Yeah. Which is one of the reasons why I'm probably not going to end up playing Dark Souls anytime soon, because apparently there's a really interesting story all tied up in books you find. It's like, could you just tell me the story? And that's part of my problem with Skyrim. Granted, and the story is weak, but again, with Bethesda games, I really am just there to go run around the world and do shit.
But here's my point. So in Fallout, but in Mass Effect, there's a lot of world background stuff that you only get by reading through the codices. But they tell you enough to keep you hooked.
Yes.
And the problem that Mass Effect has is that the main story is really fucking compelling.
Yes.
But they're all the side quests that you really want to do so you have enough gear and levels to do the main story properly. And it always had that feel of, I'm going to go off and
God damn it, Rex lives. That's headcanon. He always lives the end.
I've always said, the playthrough I did, I saved him also. But at any rate, but you go off to do the side quests, and it's but there's an actual clock on when, Saren and Sovereign are going to wipe everything out, but there isn't, Skyrim, I'm there's this yes, the Apocalypse Dragon's going to come. But if I don't actually go talk to the Greybeards, I don't know about that, and I can just go around punching shit and hitting things with an axe. Also, I can ignore the Civil War. Whee! Because the main story is that not compelling. They're the inverse of each other. The side quest in Skyrim and in Fallout 4, a lot of them are really fucking good.
Yes, absolutely.
The side quests in Mass Effect 1, kind of okay. They're there mostly to get you gear and experience, and not much else.
Yeah.
Wait, but And all this is, the combat in either of them, neither the Mass Effect 1 nor Skyrim have great combat.
This is true.
I find Skyrim's combat less tedious.
Skyrim's combat is less tedious. I'm one of the weirdos that likes to play Skyrim in third-person view.
I find it very third-person view actually is helpful depending on what type of combat you're doing, I've found.
I'm swinging a giant axe at everything around me.
If you're swinging a two-handed axe, I found that it's actually helpful using a two-handed weapon in third person for doing the two-handed weapons. If I'm doing sword and board, it depends on what I'm fighting. If I'm doing archery, fuck no.
Yeah, no shit.
If I'm doing magic,
Anything
fuck
ranged.
no. I'm going first person. Fuck you.
Yeah, that's when I pop into first person in Skyrim, is when I actually need to shoot something.
Like I can pop. Like I will occasionally like consider popping out if I like need to look around, like see behind me because third person is broken that way. Uh,
Well, third person's always kind of busted that way.
God, I remember when people were upset about the fact that they were resisting putting third person view into MechWarrior Online, and
Yes.
everyone we knew were like, but that's a terrible idea. It would be completely fucking broken. No, it wouldn't. You
Except
can't
they
sneak up on
managed
somebody
to
who's
make-
in third person effectively.
Except that what they did in MechWarrior Online was it's a fucking noob trap.
Yes, which I think is hilarious.
Like yes, you have slightly better peripheral vision, but you lose your HUD.
It's so great. I like the fact that it's in there so you can actually pop out and see your mech moving around. That's cool.
Yes,
But it's not
and
actually
also
that helpful in
figure out
combat
if
because you
got
lose your
little
HUD and everything.
drone
It's great.
following you around.
And also you put the little drone thing over your head so you can't hide behind as tall
Yeah.
as short. I wish MechWarrior Online was a better game than it is.
Same here. I wish MechWarrior Online was more MMO-y.
Yeah.
As opposed to an arena shooter, because I will buy the occasional arena shooter and really enjoy it, but I almost always end up leaving them behind.
Yeah. Like honestly, like the only arena shooter I'm seriously considering picking up is I'm considering picking up Overwatch at some point because it looks fun.
Overwatch is a lot of fun. I haven't been playing as much as I used to, but partially because I ended up in ELO hell.
I honestly, my take on it, the problem I have with, I was looking, I'm like, I could do that, but like, I just don't want to spend $40 on it right now.
Yeah.
Like, if I want to spend $40 on gaming stuff, there's so much other stuff I'd rather spend that $40 on for games.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Uh,
I can't blame you with that.
and honestly, there are a couple other sort of arena shootery things that I could play that are free.
Yeah. Overwatch does, however, have a giant fat gas masked biker with a hook.
Oh,
And
Overwatch
a
has a lot of
with
stuff going for it.
rocket powered sledgehammer.
Do not get me wrong, Overwatch is probably the game I'm of the or games like it that I'm most interested in playing. There are a couple other ones out there that I look at and I'm like, I could play that. Like, I could play Paladins, the one that Hi-Rez made, people made Smite. And I've watched people playing it, and the current version of Paladins looks fine, and it's free to play. But I'm like, yeah, but I'd rather play Overwatch.
Yeah.
It's one of those. It's like, okay, yes, it has the advantage that it's free and it looks fine, but all right. So we ignore that. There are a couple of the ones I looked at, like, and then I look over like, and they're I've looked at Battleborn. I'm like, no.
I'm not a fan of the aesthetic. It looks clunky and confusing, honestly. And I feel bad for them because it probably would have done all right if it weren't the fact it was released right when Overwatch came out.
Yeah. Well, the hilarious thing is like the number of people who are like going on about like how my favorite thing I've seen are but this actually is amusing. There have been a number of people who have been sort of like laughing at Paladins specifically because like, look how it's copying Overwatch, to which the people at Hi-Rez just find that hilarious. I've seen them like tweet about it. They're like, yeah, we're copying Overwatch. We can't, not that we came out with this game a year before Overwatch went into open beta. Also, this character's copying Torbjorn. No, they're both, this guy and Torbjorn are modeled after the engineer in TF2. Shut the fuck up.
Yes. Well, it's like back when Warhammer Online came out and everyone was saying it's totally copying, it's totally ripping off World of Warcraft. It's like, no, you have it backwards. You have it backwards. The Warhammer world is much older than.
Yep.
Of course, Blizzard's Warcraft world will probably last longer now that they've killed it, because fuck you, Games Workshop.
Yeah, well, you know.
I have problems with Games Workshop now.
What? No, never. At any rate.
Like, I will probably end up picking up Total Warhammer at some point. I'll almost certainly pick up Total Warhammer at some point, just when it gets
Cheap
cheaper or
enough.
on sale.
Yeah, I could see that.
And I'll probably pick up Deathwing because clearly Gav and I are going to run around Terminator armor shooting monsters.
I thought about Battlefleet Gothic for a little bit, and then everything I've heard about it is, oh my god, it's slow, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah.
oh, oh no.
Yeah, you're better off Vistio, honestly, from what I've heard.
Yeah, I was like, wow, Battlefleet Gothic could fix most of my problems with Battlefleet the tabletop game. Apparently, no, it doesn't. Apparently, it basically sort of like glosses over the problems I have and then introduces whole new ones. Oh, why are you doing this to me? No, oh,
Orcs still suck, huh?
I I don't know. I haven't looked that carefully into it. Just everything I read about it has been like, oh, the gameplay is slow. You almost never get to actually see the enemy ships.
Oh, that's a problem. Like, I understand that's...
Realistic, but
I understand realistically, yes, you're never going to get within visual range of an enemy ship in any kind of space combat, intership space combat, but fuck that, dude. I want to see spaceships shooting each other.
yeah. Oh god. Looking back at the chat here, I haven't been looking as carefully as I usually do. Knights of the Republic gameplay, which is borderline unplayable. Oh my god, yes. I actually recently tried playing Knights of the Republic again.
Oh yeah?
Oh, that game does not play well. I did that a little while ago. I was like, yeah, I'll do a Knights of the Republic
I haven't
playthrough.
played KOTOR in over a decade at this point.
Yeah, it's not good. The writing, the story's still good, but oh god, the gameplay did not age well.
I am not surprised, honestly.
Oh.
Like, it's true for a lot of games. Some of them are okay, but
There are old games that the problem is that there are a few gameplay sort of the interface decisions they made in KOTOR that just don't quite work. Like the actual controls, like moving yourself, is just so fucking clunky in KOTOR.
hmm.
Oh, because like like using mouse to turn just doesn't work well. It just feels wrong, but like using the keyboard to turn is also just freaking weird. It just I wanted to like I wanted to be able to go back and play through it, but I'm like
Yeah, I would love a remastered KOTOR with updated gameplay and graphics.
yeah. At any rate, so yeah, I'm. At any rate, so yes, finished Fallout 4.
Hooray!
Would like part of me wants to go back and play like there's part of me that does want to kind of want to go back and play it again because as I said the gameplay change they made with the slightly updated engine are noticeable enough that I feel the combat feels better than it does in New Vegas and Fallout 3. But they threw they threw a bit of the baby out. They did a little bit of throwing the baby out with the bathwater for me with some of the changes they made.
And 4?
Yeah, the loss of the skill system bothers me a lot.
Yeah, I kind of miss. The perk system isn't as good as it could be by a long stretch.
Yeah, and
It's bad, but it's way too. It's oversimplified.
There are way too many perks that feel mandatory but don't do anything interesting.
Yes. Like the perk for preferred form of combat here rarely does anything interesting.
Yep.
Although the melee one, once you get it all up there, you have a chance to just like send people flying, which is fun.
Yeah, the fact that it becomes AoE becomes a problem in some quests, though.
Yeah.
There's the one where you have to save the dude in the Silver Shadow arc. It's like, okay, go up to save him, and oh, I cut his head off.
Well, you shouldn't have been standing so close to my Thunderhammer.
Oh my god, that was frustrating as fuck. That took me like 8 tries to do that on my first playthrough. I didn't fit. That was one I didn't finish with my melee playthrough. I eventually got. That was my problem with I actually got bored with my melee playthrough because just wasn't enough interesting things to mod my weapon. Ways to mod my weapons.
Yes, that is a problem. I really want more mods for melee weapons. Like, why can't I put a Ripper blade on my electrified super sledge? Why can't I have both a? Why can't I have a rocket powered chain axe? Is what I'm asking. It's such a ridiculous thing that it seems clearly a Fallout type of thing to do, or a Space Orc thing. But
God help me! I wish it had. I recently was watching Proton John because he started doing a co-op playthrough with one of his friends. He just started this weekend of Dead Rising 3.
Mm.
And I was watching like the crazy sort of combo weapons you can build that, and I'm like,
yes,
what?
Oh yes,
I want that in Fallout.
Yes. I want the double-ended chainsaw pike. I mean, come on. How awesome is that?
It'll never happen, but oh god, being able to I like if I could take like a Thunderhammer and strap like a Ripper to the other end.
Yes.
Yeah, it's horribly impractical and fucking stupid, but it's so fucking Fallout.
It's so Fallout. It's so ridiculous. And yeah, holy shit. And no, of course you're not going to end up gutting yourself with it. You're wearing powered armor at the time, because I'm always wearing powered armor.
Oh my god, I really, really wanted that. Oh my god. So yeah, I was like, oh, that would be freaking cool. But yeah, so Dwani, a crossbow that fires rippers.
Yes, I want a gun that shoots swords.
It's a gun that shoots swords, Frank. Oh my god. I'm not a Punisher fan, but that series of panels was fucking hilarious.
Yes. But yeah, I really wish there were more mods you could do in Fallout 4 for melee weapons.
Yeah.
Like, I want a Ripper Kusurigami. Like, how awesome would that be? It's a chainsaw sword on the end of a chain that I can whip at people.
Yeah, the really interesting thing about it is, though, there were 2 reasons why I stopped doing my melee playthrough. One was that. The other is, weirdly, when I'm playing Fallout, it feels freaking wrong to be doing melee to me for some reason. I don't know why. Like, I feel like I should be walking around.
I totally understand that.
Poking around and shooting people.
Yes. I was feeling the same way until I got the Pain Train perk, which means if you charge people in the powered armor, you trample them. And that felt good.
Okay, fair enough.
It's like, yes, I just trampled 3 people to get to the guy in the back with my sledgehammer. That's how it should feel like.
Okay, that's good. But yeah, yeah, I really, really wish it was just a little bit more. I have actually thought of just one other problem with, like, part of me wants to do a playthrough where I end up siding with the Institute at some point.
Mm.
The problem is that you have to side with the Railroad for a little while at least, so you can get the moddable clothing.
Yes. Which I still haven't done on this playthrough. I've largely ignored the Institute. I should do stuff for them so I can get the moddable clothing.
The Railroad, you mean?
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yeah.
The other idiots.
Yes, well, the Institutes are a special kind of idiot.
Yeah. They're the type of idiot that's too smart for that. They're the genius idiot.
Also, very clearly, William Gibson did not exist in this world.
No, absolutely not. Or Philip K. Dick.
Yeah. Neither of them.
Because both of them would have gone, this is a bad idea. Have you not read my work?
Especially like Dick. It's like, guys, have you read Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep? No, seriously. Read this book.
Although, to be fair, I think the history diverges in the Fallout universe right after World War II.
Oh, it does.
So, dudes might not even be born.
Oh, no. I'm not saying they should. I'm saying it's clear that they didn't because, dear Lord, if there's no way. Like, you look at okay, you created the synths. Great. Why are you treating them this way?
Yeah.
This is so obvious that it's going to go horribly wrong for you eventually. It doesn't in Fallout 4, but it's going to. They're going to wipe out humanity.
Yeah. Because you're treating them badly. Really, really badly.
They're very clearly sentient beings. Like, it's fucking obvious.
Yes.
Why are you doing this?
You know better. I know you know better.
You should know better.
To know better.
How do you not know better? How? How are you? Are you all sociopaths? Every single one of you.
Well, you've got that whole cult of personality around Father, and whoever came before him, obviously, and they've all been indoctrinated into it. It's clearly what's happened.
Yeah,
it's a case of generations of indoctrination plus a cult of personality. It's the same problem that the Brotherhood has with Maxim. There's a huge cult of personality around the guy.
Yep.
They'd probably be fine if the dude was dead.
Oh my god.
And that's pretty. Even the fucking Minutemen have the whole cult of personality problem because it's centered around you.
Yeah. 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 Oh my god. It's so sad. At any rate. So,
but of course, you're going to end up cults of personality in a post-apocalyptic world. I mean, we've all seen Mad Max.
It's likely going to happen. I totally get it. Again, that's not one of my actual problems with Fallout 4.
It's not one of them?
It's no. That's actually not terrible writing. That part of it.
Yeah.
Oh god. I do find it amusing that they have managed to eliminate charisma as a dump stat through clunky and awful ways, but it managed to make luck basically a dump stat.
Yes.
Just like, yeah, the luck perks, some of them are okay, but like honestly,
I never invested much in luck anyway, despite the fact that it's clearly in previous Fallouts it was clearly the thing to put all your points into.
Well, no. The thing to put all your points to in the previous Fallout games is intelligence. That is step one.
Yeah. Well, any Fallout you want to put points into intelligence, honestly.
Yeah, it's less crucial in 4, but it's still helpful because it does affect how much XP you get from stuff.
How much XP you get, and a lot of the intelligence perks are really useful.
Yep. But yeah, you could go high luck and go for the idiot savant perk there, where you randomly get bonus XP and you get more if you have low intelligence, which was, yeah. But like in the old Fallout games, like in Fallout 1, 2, and New Vegas especially, high luck was especially in 1 and 2. High luck was hilarious. In New Vegas, it was really useful because of all the gambling you could do.
Yes.
Which made luck the best way to get money. And 3, it was just it was useful because it gives you a bit more crits. I mean, oh darn.
No,
actually,
not
the weird
more
thing
crits.
is my New Vegas playthrough, I actually went low on luck, and it actually still worked out okay. I actually tanked luck, not realizing how bad that was in New Vegas. In 3, in New Vegas, I mean, you don't want to tank luck, but don't have to buy it up. But
right.
I will admit though that my New Vegas playthroughs, I often will go high luck, high int, and then like leave the rest of my stats mostly alone except for charisma, because charisma is basically useless in any Fallout game except 2 and 4.
And 4.
In 2, it covers how many companions you can have, which means it's actively useful.
Yeah, you only ever get the one companion in 4.
Yep.
Which is either your dog or your robot. I found like it's either your dog or your robot in 4. The personalities on some are really cool. I like Piper. I like Hancock. I like Cogsworth, honestly, and Strong because he doesn't care if you eat people. he actively likes it.
I don't play cannibals, so but like I really enjoyed having Nick as a companion. I really enjoyed having Curie as a companion.
Yeah, Nick is pretty awesome. Curie's all right.
Curie's fucking adorable.
Yeah. And I like that Nick just has no time for your sarcastic shit.
Yes. Nick is great. I love Nick.
Nick's great. He's like I am too old for your shit player character.
Nick is probably the best written companion in Fallout 4.
Yes, I would probably agree.
Curie's great. Hancock's cool. Codsworth is fun. I've never done much with Codsworth, honestly. I really should at some point. It's like one thing that I should have. The playthrough I completed was a Lone Wanderer playthrough, so I never really used companions.
Yeah, I'm doing a Lone Wanderer right now myself. Except to do the automaton quest, you have to bring Ada along.
Yes.
So I turned into a sentry bot.
Darn.
Yeah. Oh no.
I didn't go. I didn't. When I did that, I did it early enough in that playthrough that I wasn't able to go full sentry bot.
Right.
So I ended up just giving her automatic lasers in her arms and robo-brain treads.
Right.
Yes, and Grim's right.
Sentry bot torso and legs as random drops. So
yeah, I thought about using... even late game, I thought about using those, but then I remembered... I mean, I wasn't using her as a companion, but I remember trying to use her as a companion in one of my other playthroughs with that, and I found there were a lot of areas where the full size of a sentry bot was actually a problem.
Yeah, she can't get a lot of places.
So
she's
I think
great
actually,
where you're out. Yeah.
I think that it's slightly better to go with like the Robobrain treads and torso, and then the sentry bot arms and the Assaultron head for the laser.
What I found was the most useful one I built was sentry bot torso, minigun hands, and sentry bot arms. The Mr. Handy jet thing. Because that...
I'm just envisioning a sentry bot torso floating on a Mr. Handy rocket.
Yes, that's one, it looks fucking hilarious. 2, it's actually remarkably agile and is actually faster than you, so it never gets left behind.
That's great. Oh, wow. Okay, I think... God, we've been rambling on for about an hour now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that's going to do it for this week. We didn't have any viewer questions in the emails or anything like that, so... We love getting those, and we try to save time at the end of each episode to answer viewer questions. Or listener questions, I guess, really. But we didn't get any this week, so... but if you have questions you'd like us to answer on the show, please do email them to us. Our email address is surlygrognards. That is S-U-R-L-Y... surlygrognards@yahoo.com. It's surlygrognards @yahoo.com. Or you can post them in the comment section on YouTube. The recordings of this do go up on YouTube if you're listening to us live. YouTube.com/MechaJam. We record the show Monday nights. It's roughly 7 p.m. Eastern on hitbox.tv/mecha-gm. That's where we record them. I tweet out when the show is going to go live. My Twitter handle is @MechaGM. If you've got feedback for us also, if you've got ways we can make the show better, constructive criticism, you know the deal. We love getting that. Don't get it often enough.
We really do.
We love more of it. Send it to us. Email address, comments, my Twitter, what have you. If you've got show topic suggestions, we love that at least as much as constructive criticism.
Give us those all the time.
That way we actually can, talk about what you want to hear us talk about. As opposed to deciding to randomly talk about stuff and then spending an hour talking about Fallout 4. Which was fun. I enjoyed doing it. I hope you enjoyed it too. And maybe you wanted that. I don't know.
Maybe you wanted to hear us talk about how the pros and cons of Fallout 4 and building sentry bots with Mr. Handy torsos legs.
Oh my god. But yeah, so if you've got topic suggestions, please do send them to us. Certainly grognards at yahoo.com, comments on YouTube. Uh, you can tweet them to me, what have you. My Twitter handle is at MechaGM, as I mentioned. I mentioned when we record the show. Thank you to the live audience for being here. We love you guys. You are the best. And that's going to do it for this week, I think. I think it's the spiel, right? That's most of the spiel, right?
I think that's it. Yeah.
Okay, great. Beautiful. Anywho, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hopefully next week we'll be back with 3 Men in Anime, where we'll be talking about Beyond the Boundary. I think that's what we're doing next week, assuming we finish watching the show this
I
weekend.
assume we managed to finish this week. Yeah.
So we'll probably do that next week, and then the week after we'll be back to Grognards. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. We hope you guys had fun, and we'll see you guys soon. Take care, everybody. Have a wonderful rest of your week.
Humans.